Alright, hey, hi, hello, how's it going guys? My name is ZetaRayZod and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, before I begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on to stay up to date on all my latest videos. So, last we left off, we found out that the Skulking Brothers, being thieves that they are, being the low lives of society, they lied. They lied in court. Not once, I think. In fact, not even twice. I think they lied 3 times in court, to the part where they had to change the testimony, like, up to 2 times, I think. Because the original testimony is a lie, the second one they did was a lie as well, the third one they did was a lie, so. We're kind of slowly finding out, like, pieces, you know, that's how this game works. We kind of find evidence that kind of gets together, and we kind of surmise that there's a possibility that he was shot from the outside, instead from where Gina was inside the storeroom, because he was shot from the back and his back was facing the door and he died instantly, according to the not representation papers. Where's the autopsy? Autopsy's here. Damn, did he say he died immediately? Instant death, there you go. Yeah, see? So now Van is saying, like, you know, it has a fatal flaw, so let's see what it is. Fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zix, might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to troops on the ground. The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. Like George, count bullets. He's right though. Because we know there's one bullet lodged in the calendar. We know there's another one that went into, what's his name? Winnipeg. I'm not sure if the bullet in the calendar is the one that shot Sherlock Sholmes, but let's find out. Oh dear. He noticed then. Huh? Huh? Iris is like, please don't talk about it, and Naruto's just like, what? What's everyone talking about? Counsel? Yeah, yes sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. 2. 2 bullets. Correct. The first that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second that which struck the detective, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. Actually, hold on. I think there's something wrong with that already. Okay. I don't think this is the bullet that hit Sherlock Sholmes. I have a feeling, because number one, they didn't tell us whether they had an exit wound on Sherlock or not. We might find that out or not, but I think the most damning evidence I think I see so far is that the fact that this calendar is actually very high up. And if I'm not mistaken, Sholmes got shot in the stomach. So if he got shot in the stomach, no matter, like, he'd have to be like really freaking tall for this bullet to actually hit him in the stomach. This is like at hit level at least. You know what I mean? Or, you know, at least the neck here or the chest. It's definitely not the stomach area. This calendar is pretty high up. So I have a feeling that this is actually a 3rd bullet. So if I'm right, I'm gonna be so happy. But yeah, I have a feeling that's a 3rd bullet. I have a feeling the bullet that actually hit Sholmes is actually still inside him. And I have a feeling the doctor on the jury is the one that worked on Sholmes. So I have a feeling if we press him, he might tell us where the bullet is. Maybe, I'm hoping. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. No way, lah. I mean, you'd have to be a very powerful gun to shoot through someone and then pierce the wall like that, you know? Because the bullet would have already slowed down significantly when it hits someone. Oh shit, your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonged to the victim, Mr. Winnipeg, and the Skulking Brothers' revolver. Evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. Single bullet from each. Can't someone just put in one more bullet? Now then, my learned friend, You yourself told the court only moments ago that these two brothers shot Mr. Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness. I think you'll find that the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes. It means Winbag not shot by same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this nippity street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Ugh. Is he gonna get it? Yep. Ugh! He's so dramatic. Order! Jesus. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. Hit someone again. Lord Van Zeeks! But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. Wishes. The disc. I'll be taking that whatever it is, Mr. McGillen's down in the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't give it to him. That's mine, that is. That's mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGillen has to be taken in as evidence now. There's blood on it. Can Iris do a magic? Yeah, that music box this. McGilden's music box this. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl will not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendants. What now? Lord Van Zeeks, I am. Inspector Gregson? What? Yes, Inspector. We had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. What's this all about? Why's the Inspector acting strangely? What's going on here? It's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all. I'm unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. Ooh, conspiracy! Inspector, I am the prosecutor and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed. Bailiff! Okay, on the reverse it says gilded. Prosecution has established the accuser's motive, opportunity, and basis of character. He has a point. Let's look at it. I want you to look at this blood. Oh, Bruno, look! This is blood. Yeah, you're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Aha! Then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still that disc, Bruno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. What color is it? It's green? Oh, a lovely bright sheet again. Wait, not color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? That's the one on the calendar. Blood samples portfolio has been added, updated in the cart, right? Wait. Let's look at everything first. That's strange. Former Gilded. That's the man you defended in court a couple months ago, isn't it, Reno? Yeah. Or rather mistakenly defended. I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc. That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. Okay, oops. Can we... Ah, crap. Ah, it's so hard to control. I think I've looked at everything here. Okay. I find that strange because... Where is my portfolio? Portfolio, here. Thrice fired. Okay, we know it's thrice fired. This is strange. Who had the music box disc? There was blood on the finger. Okay, wait, I'm trying to piece this together. This can't be Sholmes. This has to be someone who was there. Wait. No, wait. This music box disc was actually found in the pocket. And it already had blood on it the first time we saw it. So that means this has happened in the past. My first thought would be McGilded, but McGilded's dead. His blood wouldn't be on the calendar. So this must be someone in the past, actually. I'm feeling it's Benedict. Okay. I think I have it. Hear me out. If this is right, I'm such a genius. Okay, so the bullet that hit through the calendar was actually Mr. Winnibag's bullet, and that blood belongs to Edgar Benedict. Okay, and it seems because Benedict knew Mr. McGilded, so maybe Benedict killed McGilded, which is why he had the blood on there was blood on it, his blood, I think. Right, and then he walked into the store to find Winnibag, and Winnibag shot him, and then Edgar shot him. I think. Damn it, that doesn't make sense. Okay, you know what? We'll see. There's nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. They're gonna vote guilty again, and then I'm gonna have to do summation again. I don't believe it. I had to trigger my side for once for all of 5 minutes. Oh dear. It wasn't even for 5 minutes, you know? My lord, who's this? One of them might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about a bit of a fog up to now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer's bully obvious to me, my man. There's only one thing for it. Oh no. Very well, the court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leading as to the defendant's culpability. You say. Of course.
You say.
You say. You say.
You say.
You say.
You say. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley, yeah. That's a Sherlock Holmes line, right? How dare he use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be. There's this one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Cheetah didn't shoot Mr. Winnibag. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. The judge is like, he's probably gonna ask for it again. I'm just gonna say it. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Cadet Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Here we go. And I have only like 3 shots left, I think. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breeds as law-abiding citizens. As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, there's that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. That's all bullshit. It's like, that doesn't explain why you voted guilty. Have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. Ugh, the whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair. Iris? That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't mean it make her a murderer. The magic glass and bottle. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. Cheers to it, Van Zeeks. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. Alright, here we go. When in doubt, press. Oh, I only got 2 chances. Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? Ah, well. Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her before. She's clearly a criminal sort, through and through. Can't deny it. When you say that she's shown she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier. Or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. Can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh yeah, of course. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find for because €1. We still don't know what tune it plays though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. It killed its disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Yeah, that's the blood thing, I think. Only 2 bullets. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yeah? Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like to find china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which you were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. I have a feeling the doctor's the pit. I have to pit her against the doctor. Can I prove it? I'm gonna say I can prove it. I have the theory, I don't have proof. Oh shit, let me show you then that this is the 3rd bullet. Can I back out? Oh shit. Can I back out? Yep, please back out. I don't suppose this would pass as the 3rd bullet. It passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm gonna take that as a meaning not much. In no way does it resemble a bullet. If that helps your understanding of my last remark. Ugh. Counsel, at the very least, I would expect the evidence you present to be of the correct form. Okay. Let's actually try to find this 3rd bullet before we attempt that again, you know. You know what? I'm just gonna go straight to him. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? This is the guy that worked on Sholmes. I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was the fellow's name now? Hairlick? No. Hairlock? No. Hairlock? Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Yes, good lord. It was that Hairlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated Mr. Sholmes? Freaking knew it. That's right. He's the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. He's a frankly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or some other, so I opened it up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb and couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... Yes. Surely that's because the bullet's still at the scene of the shooting. Counsel for the defense is correct. There's no exit wound, as is clearly shown in his photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you find it's really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensional. Ah, who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I could do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet left the body at all. What? No exit wound! Haha! That's the point. The only logical conclusion was that that bullet was still somewhere in that man's innards. Which is exactly why I set about slicing him up. I'm still none the wiser, even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Alright. Those two seemingly contradict each other. Oh, you kidding me? It does! Oh, I'm done. Alright. Let's skip this. Yep. Declare no further examination necessary. Can I just like skip all this nonsense? Like I don't understand why you need me to go through all this. Can I just like skip? Ugh. Come on.
Yuzai!
Yuzai.
Yuzai! Yuzai!
This game, man. Like, there's no exit wound. She asked for a third bullet, isn't it? That's where the third bullet is. Yeah, whatever. Hurry up. Come on. I don't understand why they have to make you go through the whole thing. Jesus, retry from this scene. Yep. Do I have 5 all over again, or do I only have 1 now? Shit! I have to do the whole freaking thing again. Well, at least I got all my points back. Yeah, whatever. Press it. Press. Okay. We're just gonna, like, speed through this whole thing. Yep, come on. Okay. God, why do you have to make me suffer? Come on. But that makes sense, see? Because there's no exit wound. That bullet is not Sholmes. So whose bullet is that then? I mean, my theory was that it's Mr. Winniebank's and the bullet belongs to Eggert. Because nobody else got shot. Sholmes' blood should not be on the disc because that that disc already had blood in it the first time you saw it, before Sholmes even touched it, so... Come on, come on, come on. Alright, hurry up, hurry up. Third bullet. Completely turn things around. There was one, wouldn't it? Do you think we might find one lying around somewhere? Oh, you know, let's talk to this guy. So if I've understood correctly, you need two pictures. A left eye one, and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skalkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? It's a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Okay. So that means he's useless. This guy, let's skip through this nonsense. So that's kind of like the game's way of telling me, like, you know what? Don't bother talking to number 3. Number 3's freaking useless. I've always wondered what that thing on the top of the doctor's heads are. Like, what is that? Is that like a mirror or something? I don't get it. I don't know what that is. Yep. Come on. Again, like Naruhodo, you would have known that calendar is too high to be shot in the stomach. Jeez. Okay. Press him again. Mr. Sholmes' surgeon is on the jury? I've experienced some coincidences recently, but this is ridiculous. I'm as surprised as anyone. But there's no question Mr. Sholmes was shot. Well, that's what the police told me when they brought him in. How bad were his injuries, Doctor? He was in a bad way. Lost a huge amount of blood, you know. And I suspect he was shot at quite close range, too. Because his skin was badly burnt around the point of entry. Burned? As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there's no sign of an exit wound. That would have been very hard to do. Number 1, Skalkin Brothers had a revolver. That thing's powerful. And if Sholmes was close enough to the gun that he had burn marks on his skin, that thing would have definitely pierced him. He definitely would have been an exit wound, but whatever. Which is why I thought I'd better locate the lung and pop it out. And yet you say you found no bullet inside the patient. Well, I wouldn't have done, would I? Because it's in the wall of the pawnbrokers. But how did it get there? I need someone to solve this mystery before it drives me to insanity. If only there was some expert in ballistics who could help. Even if you looked extremely untrustworthy. Oh. So we have a disappearing bullet in our hands. Okay, maybe I need to talk to the Russian fellow. What do you mean you're in for a busy day? Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me, stop. I'm a communications officer. Stop. Communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in capital. I convert all the messages to the Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically. To the entire world? Thousands of miles of cable under the sea. Stop! Worldwide communication network. Stop! Information transmitted to and from all corners of globe. Stop! Oh yeah. She was getting equally worked out about radio waves like before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from government departments and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall have to acquire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict tonight. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? Yep, she's useless too. We'll stalk the Russian fellow, ballistics expert. I thought you were just a tourist. Good day, I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So you're a ballistics expert? Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I've lived through many how do you say, extreme and violent bath of, blood of, extreme violent blood baths, perhaps. Those extreme violent blood baths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve. Very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please, only in Russian language. He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he? No. Still, we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Francis has managed to convince everyone. You have eliminated the impossible, he said, but he has it. To fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Okay, maybe I gotta pit... Excuse me. Maybe I gotta pit number 4 and number 6. Because this guy is a ballistic expert, right? There you go. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. The idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Oh, a ballistics expert. Pitting. P-I-T-T. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there's no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, the bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Valen. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. The situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Oh. So for him, in his situation, because it ice pierced him, and because it's ice, it melted. That's why they couldn't find a bullet. Yeah, gracious. But how about Sholmes? Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. Wow, I just said it. And that's the solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. There's no ice nearby, but that doesn't answer the question at all. Huh? The shooting happened in the pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think. This area. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch in his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yeah, a pouch. It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigation. What? Really? Oh, so the glass pierced him. Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may... Well, Lord Fancies. While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes' injury, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. While extremely unconventional during submission examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forward Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. It's broken. It's gotta be it. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it? Look at that. One of the vials is broken. The leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the vial exploded. Exploded? So, that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was a glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate victim, but was deflected into a wall of shop. That's not what I wanted to hear at all. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. That doesn't help me, you know. That means that bullet in the wall is still possibly Sholmes. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. Yeah. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective and the accused shot the pawnbroker. Pertinent facts of the case remains unaltered. Ugh. But at the least the mystery is solved. Let's sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum to solve, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouch is scruffy. Very well, the glass was smashed, scorch marks around it. Okay. Now, the submission examination. It would appear the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinion. Hold on. Let's look at the pouch. These glass vials are full of Hurley's homemade potions. Homemade? Yeah, like fingerprint powder shot where people have touched things. It's scent amplifying solution to intensify a smell lingering on an object. That's amazing. They're all very easy to use. There's just one small thing that you need to be careful. They're all very flammable. Mr. Sholmes is a walking bomb. Either he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers. I guess this is where it pierced him? Oh look, there's a hole here at the back. It doesn't look much like a bullet hole, but clearly something was ripped through the leather with great force. Something must have pierced it somehow that left this hole behind. Yeah, it looks that way. Mr. Sholmes and his pouch both took a beating, didn't they? At this glass, no? There. This vial's been smashed to pieces. Presumably, this is where the bullet struck. As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in that vial, there would have been a really big explosion. Big explosion? Well, Hurley's potions chemicals are basically useful for the investigation work he does, but they're also quite tricky to handle. Safely, at least. They're very dangerous. Oh. I'm sure that when this vial broke, the chemical inside would have ignited. Note to self, always walk on the right-hand side of Sholmes in the future. Left is the danger zone. Okay. I am struggling, Judge. You gonna help me out? Please, my lord. A little more time. After all, this new piece of evidence could be a valuable clue. You can't afford to overlook anything here. There's still a way to turn this around, somehow. I'm sure of it. But you know what? I think I'll leave this episode here. So the next episode, we'll try and figure out who we should pit against, so we can get the trial to continue. But for now, I honestly thought that the third bullet was still in Sholmes, but it turned out just a piece of glass. So I don't know what's gonna happen now. But we'll see what happens. So for now, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date in all my latest videos. As always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace!